Brother Lou Roberts with a special in-studio guest, or in some cases, guests. My God, she brought a whole posse with her. I'd like to welcome Abi Ann. Hello, Abi.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Well, first of all, I know it's not hard to see that you're young.
Yes, indeed.
So, move your mic up a little bit more. There we go. So it's not hard to see that you're quite young. Now, so when did you start touring?
I started touring. Well, we're currently on tour with Kelly Clarkson.
Okay.
So this started on July 11th. But I've been singing ever since I was a little girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, when you're talking about little girl, like ever since you could speak, basically, or what?
Yeah. I started out, I was a super ADD kid. So my parents tried to throw me in as much activity as possible. And so one of them was musical theater, and it really just resonated and stuck with me. So I've been singing since I was about 6.
Wow, that was like 5 years ago, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So who else? You're up with Kelly Clarkson. Who else have you toured with?
We performed last year with Jesse McCartney. So
okay.
That, and then Eric Hutchinson and Pentatonics are on the bill with Kelly with us.
When do you get time to do anything on your own that you like to do? My God.
Oh, you make time. Yes, you do.
And I understand you've had some songs in movies and on TV.
Mm-hmm, I have.
Tell us about those.
Yeah, well, Hello Herman was one of them. It was a feature film, and had a couple of them. And, they're really exciting whenever you get the news that something is actually being, put into, like, someone else's art, because I hold my art so highly to, like, my standards and my help. I mean, my, just how much I love it. So whenever someone else wants to put it in their own art form, it's sort of just very, a very huge honor, because that means that's sort of like, oh, you're doing something right. You're good. You're set.
That's good. So along the lines of, like, the first time you heard it either on the radio or heard your song in a film or on TV, what was your reaction?
Oh, God. I remember I was actually sitting in a screening of one of the movies, and I was just like, that's my song. It was so weird, because, you listen to movies and, like, you watch the films and, like, you're kind of like, oh, yeah, you don't really necessarily pay attention to the music aspect as much as you do whenever you hear your own song and you're like, oh, my God, wait, what? And it's just very surreal.
Were you in a movie theater when it came on?
Mm-hmm.
Did you jump up and scream and, like, people were like, what's the matter with her?
Trust me, I wanted to. Inside, I was doing that, but I remembered, I'm like, okay, this probably wouldn't be the most society-accepted thing to do.
I'll bet you were excited. Now,
I
understand you have a passion for doing some charity work. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I actually, I've spent a lot of time living in LA. I'm originally from Texas. But, there's so many different people in LA that I've really had the opportunity to meet a lot of really great people who have needed a lot of help. For instance, Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
Okay.
I've done a lot with them. I know a lot of people who suffer from the disease, and really it's something very heartbreaking to see. So whenever I can bring any awareness to something that I see people truly struggling with, I always do the best that I can.
I think we all try that, but you're achieving that. That's fantastic.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, okay, first of all, you're from Texas.
Yes.
You went to L.A. Now, how did you make that transition from Texas to the West Coast?
Oh, well, let's see. Okay, so I did musical theater, and so acting and singing, those were like my two things. And, music always had come first for me, but I really loved acting. So I was trying to, I was 12 whenever I moved out there. So I was really experimenting and, just sort of seeing what I wanted to do. I was always a very determined child. So I knew immediately from like the age of 12 that I was a singer.
Yep.
And so I was very, very determined to really accomplish that. And so went out there, and then currently living in Nashville. And, I grew up listening to country music, and it's really what resonates with me strongest.
That's amazing. A lot of determination is paying off for you. Let's see. Now you mentioned Nashville, of course.
Yes.
So in addition to those three places, Texas, Nashville, L.A., I understand you've also been around the world, a lot of places where I think a lot of people will never see.
Oh, yeah.
Where have you been?
Oh, gosh. I've been over 50 countries. My parents love traveling. They even did a lot of business with it. So I've really had some incredible opportunities, and so thankful for that. I absolutely adore traveling.
Has your music gone international yet?
Yeah. We actually have. We charted in UK and really did some cool stuff. It's been really exciting just sort of seeing different reactions across the world.
You were on a roll. All right. I was looking at some information about you, and one thing I have to ask you about, one of your hobbies, I guess it is, race car driver.
How did I know you were going to bring that one up?
Country music, race car, you have to.
Yeah, my dad actually, a couple years ago, I think he's going through a midlife crisis, but he he started investing in race car driving, and he's like really, really was into it. So the day that I got my permit, my dad put me on a racetrack, and I was terrified.
I'll bet.
It was scarring, but it was definitely one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. So that was definitely one for the books.
And you were hooked.
Mm-hmm.
Do you plan to maybe pursue that also besides singing?
Oh, God, no. I was freaking out. I mean, whenever you're permitted, you're not that good at driving yet. Like, you haven't even, like, really started. And so I was, like, driving, and the guy on the radio is, like, talking, and he's like, she's going too slow to the instructor. And the instructor's like, okay, Abby, accelerate. I'm like, no, I can't. I don't want to. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing right now. And so after that, I think I've gained a little bit more experience, but definitely love that speed.
And you had the chance to do that. That's great. All right. So we have a bunch of people here in the studio, your posse, if you will.
Posse.
Please introduce everybody.
Of course. We have Tim on guitar.
Hey, Tim.
We have Drew on cajon, and then we have Tim who's doing some vocals. Or Tommy, not Tim. You guys, your names.
Raise your hands when we she
I know,
announces
my
you.
bad. Tommy, not Tim. And then we have Jen on background.
Who's
we
that?
have Alex, Jen,
okay,
background singer. And then we have Alex, who's standing there and just waving and looking pleasant.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I understand your current hit is called Truck Candy.
Indeed, yes.
Fill us in on the name about this song. What's it about?
Well, Truck Candy is about, it's kind of like a satirical response to the bro country movement, sort of making up for that lack of women in country.
So Florida Georgia Line and Luke Bryant aren't mentioned in it.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right. They're probably your favorites anyway, right?
I do love them, actually.
I thought you would. Can you give us a sample of your hits here? Some of the stuff that you've done. Maybe your race car. Maybe your song, Truck Candy.
Yeah. Let's do it, boys. Slide over, I'm driving. I ain't just another cliche riding in the middle of your jacked up long bed. Boy, so wrong with your head if you're looking for a chick that comes in handy when you want some sugar or your drink is empty. Get somebody else who can shake it for yourself. Well, I ain't your truck candy. Don't give me that hey girl talk. This ain't no country song. I'm scared to take a walk. I got a name, you better use it. And by the way, I picked the music. Don't tell me to put my feet on the dash so you can look at my legs, cause that's just creepy. You better work a little harder, boy, cause I ain't even close to easy. Slide over, I'm driving. I ain't just another cliche riding in the jacked up long bed. Boy, so wrong with your head if you're looking for a chick that comes in handy when you want some sugar or your drink is empty. Get somebody else who can shake it for yourself. Well, I ain't your truck candy. I can be sweet if you treat me right, but I can be something else if you ain't polite. I ain't your truck candy. I can open any door just fine, but you better be opening mine, yeah. I ain't your truck candy. Truck candy. Slide over, I'm driving. I ain't just another cliche riding in the middle of your jacked up long bed. Boy, so wrong with your head if you're looking for a chick that comes in handy when you want some sugar or your drink is empty. Get somebody else who can shake it for yourself. Well, I ain't your truck candy.
Fantastic. All right. Good job, guys and ladies, of course. She smiled through the whole song. You were having so much fun on that.
I was, yes,
And
I
this
was.
is the EP, right? The EP, Abi Ann, and it's called 17. 17,
Woo.
the EP. We've got it right there. Why is it called 17?
Oh, well, 17 is the year I recorded it. And it was really a huge year for me. I really felt like this EP was the first thing that I was incredibly, truly proud and really thought that represented me as an artist and as, a person in general. So
Nice.
It was a very, very significant year for me.
Well, that was a heck of a job, guys. Thank you all so much, and thank you for talking with us today.
It's a pleasure.
I'm sure you're going to go far, and I can't wait to hear the rest of the EP this afternoon. Thank you so much. Abi Ann, ladies and gentlemen, from today's Country 107.7 GNA. Thank you.
Thank you so much.